Good morning, fourth grade families. Today is NTI day 32, and it's Tuesday, and we're rolling right along. Hope everything's going well with you. Remember, if there's anything you need, if you have any questions, even if it's just one question, whether it's math or science, reading, it doesn't matter. If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out. Call one of your teachers, call me. We'll work it out together and take care of things here. I hope you're reading some good books at home. Keep the reading going. Plowing through some books myself. Sometimes I have to set it aside to get my work done. That's okay. All right, so today we're looking at the checklist. Use that checklist to help guide you to make sure you've completed all the activities in the packet. In reading, we're going to continue looking at poetry, talking about rhyme, context clues, theme, and some more figurative language in general. There are several different videos, YouTube videos on here. Take a look at those. You know, think about the times in class when we would watch our 3-minute videos. We really enjoyed those. Those were a lot of fun and really got to the point of what the subject was and helped with our understanding a lot. Math, you have your daily Common Core review. Your lesson is understanding angles and unit angles. Homework practice, and once again there is another video on the number rock. Science, read earthquakes. Oh, excuse me. Art, complete an art at home activity, and if you're able, at the bottom of that page it tells you to take a picture or whatever and upload it to the page. We'd love to see what you're working on. It's some great stuff. I guess the art in my world right now is we've been working on some flower beds, so we're tearing up some old stuff and reorganizing. So I've been doing a lot of shoveling and moving rocks and things, and it's great fun. Okay, so today we're reading a poem titled "The Hen" by Alfred Lord Tennyson, and at the top it says, "Consider these things. How can a poem tell a story? What different ideas about friendship do the authors of the next two poems convey?" So let's see what that has. Before I start the actual poem, I do want to read the information in the boxes on the side. The first one is context clues. Sometimes context clues are not directly around the word you need to figure out. Use context clues to figure out the meaning of ferocious in the first line of the poem. Figurative language. The hen says the most insulting things, as if the hen could talk and were a person. How is the how is the clucking of an angry hen similar to a person shouting insults? Anybody have any chickens at home? I bet you can relate to that if you've spent any time with a number of chickens. Theme. The theme of a poem is the message it conveys. The poem is about an angry hen, but it is also about friendship. What does the poet want his friend to do for him? Why do you think the poet has difficulty finding a trusty, reliable friend? What is the theme or message of the poem? Rhyme. Words can rhyme even though they have different spellings. Which words rhyme even though they are not spelled the same way? We can't wait to read and find those. Okay, back to the first page. Are we ready? Remember, when you're reading poetry, you want to try and, because they're short lines, you want to try and make sure you pay attention to the commas and the periods the most, because you don't want to pause at the end of each line unless there's a comma there or a period. It keeps the flow going. It does look like this one seems to have a comma at most of the ends of the line, so it may flow in that way, but not always. The hen. The hen is a ferocious fowl. She pecks you till she makes you howl, and all the time she flaps her wings and says the most insulting things, and when you try to take her eggs, she bites pieces from your legs. The only safe way to get these is to creep on your hands and knees. In the meanwhile, a friend must hide and jump out on the other side. And then you snatch the eggs and run while she pursues the other one. The difficulty is to find a trusty friend who will not mind. Love this. Love this story, this poem. Use the pictures. Use the pictures. Definitely, if you've ever had chickens, and we've had lots of fowl at our home over the many years. We've had turkeys and ducks and chickens, and I even hatched out a goose for the neighbor one time in our incubator. Chickens are very territorial, and when you're in there trying to get their eggs, sometimes they don't want to let you do that. So great poem. Makes me smile this morning. I hope it did you too. All right, so that's all you had to do. Read it, watch those videos. They will help. They will help you look for those things. But what is that message that's in there? Could you take this poem and change it into an actual narrative story, what we call prose, a regular story? This would be a great setup for a story. Think about that. Maybe it's something you want to do. Write that into a story. All right, let's look at the science passage. It is chapter 8, changes to Earth's surface. Go ahead and get to that page. While you're getting there, I'm going to read to you the open response question. It says, hint, reread the section of the article that explains how plates move. Number 7, the diagram shows how plates move along a fault. A, describe the movement shown in the diagram. B, explain how the movement can cause an earthquake. Be careful, describe and explain. It means you're giving details. You're giving details. Talk as if you're talking to someone who doesn't know anything about this topic when you're describing and you're explaining. Okay? Be the teacher explaining something new. Okay? Telling something new. You have to give those details. All right, here we go. Earthquakes. An earthquake is a vibration or shaking of Earth's crust. Most earthquakes occur along faults. A fault is a break in the crust, along which rock moves. Rock on either side of a fault can move up or down, side to side, or both. Many earthquakes happen where plates are moving past each other. Sometimes the rocks along a fault get stuck and don't move for a while, but the plates are still moving and causing pressure on the rocks. The rocks bend and stretch, almost like rubber bands. When the pressure builds up enough and the rocks stretch too far, they snap and suddenly slip past each other. This sudden jolt releases or sets free the energy that has built up. The energy takes the form of vibrations that move through Earth's crust. The point underground where the movement first takes place is called the focus. When rocks slip at the focus, energy moves out in all directions through the rock around it. Damage from the vibrations caused by this release of energy is usually centered on the epicenter. The epicenter is the point on the surface that is right above the focus. In California, scientists record more than 30,000 earthquakes each year. Dozens of major earthquakes in California have occurred along the San Andreas Fault, which is about 1,000 kilometers long. Earthquakes can cause major destruction. In 1906, an earthquake caused fires that burned down most of the city of San Francisco. In 1989, Loma Prieta earthquake postponed the third game of the World Series. That earthquake caused about $6 billion in damage. In 1994, the Northridge earthquake caused parts of the crust in Los Angeles to move 20 centimeters. More than 3,000 homes were destroyed. 10 highway bridges and 7 concrete parking garages fell down. The total damage was more than $20 billion. Okay, go ahead and take care of those questions. Remember, if you need a break between subjects, take a break. Take your time. when you are at the point you say, okay, I'm finished my packet, I want you to take one more trip through that packet and make sure you don't have big blanks. All right, just do your best. Do your best. Try to answer it. Don't leave blanks. All right. Well, I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you soon.